All right, so the homework for horizontal transformations should be quick. We only have 8 problems. So let's see. Inside lies. So I see plus, so it's going to go left. It's going to go left. Everything's going to go left. Left how many? Left 1. Right, everything went to the left of 1. More or less. Right, left 1. Summarize what happened. Left 1. All right, inside lies. So everything by 1/2. The x's, right? The x's get divided by 2. The x's get divided by 2. So one way to think of it, if you look at wherever that x is and the y-axis, it moves halfway. It moves halfway. So more or less, it gets compressed, right? It gets compressed by 1/2. So it just squishes it, shrinks by 1/2. Okay, x minus 2 to the right. It's going to go right. Everything moves right too. It's shifted to the right too. All right, so it shifted right 2 units. All right, number 4, absolute value of x. Remember, this is going to take all the positive x values, right, everything on this side, and it's going to reflect it, mirror it across the y-axis. So in a sense, I can cheat a little bit. Check this out. You can't do this on your paper, but all this is going to go away. Right, so essentially all that's going to go away. Right, that's not there no more. That's what absolute value does. And it's going to reflect everything across the y-axis. All right, so basically all positive x values get reflected across the y-axis. Right, it reflects across the y-axis. That's essentially what's happening. Too easy, right? Absolute value is nice. Okay, this one, number 5, it reflects the entire thing. So the entire thing gets rotated around the y-axis. So put a pin in the y-axis and just spin it. All right, so this just reflects, it rotates, right? It reflects across the y-axis, but it rotates basically. It rotates or reflects, however you want to say it, about the y-axis. All right, number 6, 1/2, h of 1/2 x. So this is going to, so 1/2, right? Feels like it's going to get smaller. So the opposite. So this is going to stretch, right? It's going to get bigger, wider. It's going to make it wider by a factor of 2. So all the x values get multiplied by a value of 2, and the y stay the same. And again, there's a pin in the y-axis. So, right, 1 times 2 is 2. Or technically negative 1 times 2 is 2. And this is going to be, so negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 3 times 4 is 6. So, or 3 times 2 is 6. I'm sorry. right? And this, we can see it stretches. It stretches it by 2. All right, we have a multiple one. We have double. So I always shift last. Always shift last. So this is going to shrink. And then up 2. All right, so the first point at x equals -2, right, it's going to shrink. So it's going to move right to 1. But then it's going to go up 2. Right. At x equals -1 by 1/2, so 1/2, and then up 2. And then there's a pin, or not a pin, at 0, 0. It's not going to shrink because it's on the y-axis, but it will shift up 2. So far we have this. So it's narrow and it's shifted up 2. Okay, right hand side. So 1 is going to cut it in half by 1 and shift it up 2. 1, 2. Okay, we have negative, what's this? At x equals 2, cut that in half. So 1, and then up 2. Wait, that's not true. At -2, it's down here. My bad. At -2, x equals 2, y is -3. So it's going to go at 1, right? Halfway, and then up 2. That's what I meant. And then the last point, it's at 3, so it's going to go to 1.5, and then up 2. 1, 2. So the picture is going to look like this. Down. All right, so we shrunk it and shifted it up. So shrink by 1/2. And then up 2. Up 2 units. All right, number 8. So here we have multiple different things that are happening, right? 3 different transformations. We have a reflection and shrink over the x-axis. So we have a shrink by 1/2 and reflect over the x-axis. I'm probably writing in where this needs to go. So let's see, let's do it like this. All right, and then we have a shift left, right? Because it's opposite. So left 2. And then finally, another shift up 3 units. So we have 3 things that are happening. So we could do this all at once, or we can do them one at a time. Again, I'd probably do all of the horizontal stuff first, and then the vertical things. That's just me personally. And then in the order of reflecting, compressing, and then shifting, in that order. So something that we can do first is shift everything to the left. So let's just do that. I think if we do them one by one, it would be easier to see at least. So this is the shift left. Okay, so now we're going to take this, shrink it, and reflect it across the y-axis, right? Across the x-axis. So it's basically going to flip this way. So we have, so shrink then flip, or flip then shrink, however you want to look at it. So this is -2, so -1, and then reflect it up. This is going to stay the same. This is 3. Going to go to 1.5 and reflect down. Again, anything on the x-axis is going to stay the same. All right, so 1/2, reflect down. X-axis. So this is at 3, so 1.5, reflect up. X-axis, 1/2, reflect down. All right, so let's draw this. All right, so far we've shifted it to the left, I guess your left, and then we've compressed it vertically and reflected it. So now we just have to shift everything up 3 units. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3. Okay, there it is. No, it's not the prettiest, but again, we shifted it left, we vertically shrunk it, reflected it, and then lifted it up. Okay. Hopefully this helps someone.